This is a video on installing new units on a 460 for real tail lights, and you can see the old ones here. Mine were a bit worn. There is an indication of the lens of which side they're for, and I'm missing my reflector units on the inside of the tail lights, and there's an extra set of screw holes which shouldn't be there. This was done without my knowledge. So I'm here to replace these units, and I've ordered the new ones. There's the part number for the left unit, and I was very surprised that they're only about 150 US dollars. Now what's great about this, and I didn't know this, it includes not only the housing and the lens, but it's also got the rear seal, which is probably long gone on most of our cars after coming on and off a few times from 40 years. And it also even has the seal with the front lens between it and the housing. So these are Austrian made units. I'm not quite sure what that part number is there. And each lens has a marking for the side. You can see just in the middle there, or maybe not, there is an L on its side. So there's the left unit. There's that marking for the left side, or the passenger side here in the southern hemisphere. This is the inside housing. You can see the seal around the edge and the lovely looking metallic frame, which is long since tarnished on most of the old units. There's two hooks, or connectors I should say, for the running lights and brake lights. These are the reflectors which go on the inside of the tail light, still available. They were very cheap. I think they're a matter of like $5 or $10. They're the same part number for each side, but you also need the rubber housing. You can see there, and there's a slight angle on these so the lenses remain vertical on the tapering body panel. So the old units of mine were a little bit worn, and there's a number of things I weren't happy with. Here is the old unit with the wiring coming through the grommet, which actually wasn't included in the housing, so I actually need to order some of them. You can see the wiring coming through, and I'll show you how this is all on there. I'm colorblind, and this is a difficult task for a person like me. So there is the running light and brake light globe, which has two connectors or pins at the bottom to contact there. So one of those is for the brake light wire and one is for your running light. So you can see when I've turned the running light on, the middle light will now work. And you can use your own perfect color vision I don't have to deduce which wire that was. Now attaching the, I think it was black wire, that is for the brake light. So now, even when you've got the running light on, you can push the pedal harder, you'll see the lens light up further. So this is just the brake pedal being depressed a few times by my son, on and off. What you'll see is when the brake light is on and then the brake pedal is depressed, you might see a fraction later it's slightly brighter, or you can take my word for it, it is. And here we go with the indicators working. These are not colored bulbs. The running light, well, there's the reverse light, I'm sorry. And here's the lens. Now the lenses cannot be switched between sides unless you alter them. They are marked left and right, as I said. They're not symmetrical. So what you'll see in a second with these lenses is they have sort of a little nubbin coming off at the center, which locates them and goes into a recess on the housing. So there's the recess at the bottom half of the housing. You can just see it in there. So it doesn't show up very well. And there's another nubbin above that to locate the lenses the correct way up. So if you see that, you'll see there's that little nubbin. And that means they have to go in only one way. You can't just flick them around and put them on the other side, which is a bit odd. You would have thought it would be cheaper to do for MB. They won't go the other way. Now, a well-meaning family member took my car to an electrician who chopped the body up to try and fit new indicators from a 463, and this is what's led me to try and get this all patched up and undo it. They've cut the housing and cut the mounts off my chassis. This is a new 463 unit, which I tried to explain why this has not worked. 460s have the reverse in the housing, 463s do not. The reverse is mounted into your bumpers. So yes, you can cut them in there, but it means you're going to have to tack on a reverse light in addition, which was done really cheaply on my car. So I've had my bumpers patched up. but I'm still going to need to get the body patched up to allow the new units to be screwed in, which I'm getting around to very soon.